Welcome to episode 3 of our AI and SEO series. In episode 3, we're going to talk about optimizing for AI mode versus AI overviews. Google has not one, but 2 AI-powered search experiences now. And how on earth do we do SEO for that? It's like suddenly having to coach 2 versions of Google. One is the quick answer sprinter type, the Usain Bolt AI overviews, and the other is the marathon runner, the Truant Haynes, that goes back and forth with the user, AI mode. So let's start by thinking of it as SEO in parallel universes. Similar goals, different rules. By the end of this, you'll know how to tackle both without losing your sanity or hopefully your rankings. First, a quick intro. AI overviews are Google's original AI search feature. You search something and Google might show an AI-generated summary at the top of the results. It's one and done. You get a narrative answer with cited sources right on the results page. No interactivity beyond maybe a follow-up suggestion. Now, AI mode is Google's new chatbot-style search, just made available to everyone after I/O in 2025. In AI mode, you enter a conversation with Google's Gemini-powered AI. You ask a question, it answers, you can ask follow-ups, clarify, dig deeper, even have it perform tasks. It's like chatting with an expert librarian who can also do things for you, book a reservation, compare prices, etc. I mean, it's not a librarian. It's not like, shh. Maybe it is. Maybe it's telling everybody to shh. Shh. That's, in my mind, the librarian was the person who walked you through the library, teaching you about the Dewey Decimal System when computers existed. So, you know, this isn't exactly a librarian. It's more like a person who you can talk with. I mean, people are falling in love with these things. Maybe you love a librarian. Anyway, but you get the point. When you're talking now with AI chat that also has tools, it's like something more than just exploring an encyclopedia. Google calls AI mode its most powerful version of AI search, and for good reason. It can remember what you said earlier, handle complex questions, and use real-time data. So AI overviews is a quick summary injected into normal search, where AI mode is an interactive search agent and experience. For the first time, we have search results where the quote answer might not be a simple list of links at all. In AI mode, the user might go quite a while without clicking anything, as the AI keeps providing information. In AI overviews, the user gets a chunk of information without scrolling. This fundamentally changes how we approach visibility. But here's the bright side. Whether it's AI mode or overviews, they still draw from web content to generate answers. Your job is to ensure your content is among the sources the AI draws from in both contexts. So keep giving Google free labor. Your business depends on it. However, the tactics to do so vary a bit between the 2 different AI modes. When a user triggers an AI overview, Google's AI is essentially saying, "Let me grab the main points from a few reliable sources and present them." Again, I'm trying to be entertaining. It often cites 2 to 3 sources below the summary. If you want to be one of those sources, answer questions clearly. You need a concise, direct answer to the query somewhere on your page or website. If someone searches, "How do I fix a leaky faucet?" and you have a plumbing blog, ensure one of these pages has a paragraph that starts with, "To fix a leaky faucet, first, be specific and on topic in that section." That snippet could be what the AI overview grabs. So let's now build on our understanding of multimodality and how this plays in to creating content for the web. If you're imagining the different types of inquiries people might input into Google, what is this bug that's shown up in my house? Are there any local pest control companies that specialize in dealing with this bug? The way that one might solve that on the internet is by looking for a picture, trying to find a similar bug. So when you're presenting solutions to problems so that customers can find you and engage possibly your services, ultimately what you need to do is provide rich information way beyond text. So your how to fix the leaky faucet might be more easily discovered through Google's AI if you present photos of a specific faucet or a specific disposal. That's going to be the type of information that Google will potentially have to give users more specific answers. For example, as a part of their search, they might have uploaded a photo of the leak in the faucet, and the AI itself might be looking for very specific information about which faucet and which disposal, and maybe if there's any specific instructions on how to solve that problem. So we're talking about very specific, topical and topically relevant information that's going to be leveraged within and across the search experience now. And it's wild. It's wild because you're effectively producing information for people, as you always have been, but the ranking and the AI summaries will be a lot more human in their understanding of the content, which means that the underlying information presented on the web needs to also be a lot more useful to humans pursuing very specific results. So how do we do this? Include key terms naturally. The AI uses the context of the query. If the query is phrased as a question, having similar phrasing in your content can help. Use the question in a header, H2 or H3. That's an HTML tag for the non-techies. And answer it right below. This isn't about keyword stuffing, but rather aligning with the user's language. As I think about this, it's exciting. Maybe the internet will get better. Many AI overviews seem to favor a conversational tone. So write like you're explaining to a friend, not producing a dry encyclopedia entry for our famed librarian. Be one of the variety of sources. Google said AI overviews pull from a variety of web documents. That means the AI might combine info, for example, one site's definition, another site's example, maybe another site's statistics. Don't just provide definition, add value. If you can include a little stat or unique insight or a photo with proof, there we go, that's the proof, the photo. Pics or it didn't happen. You increase, actually not anymore. I mean, you can generate those. You increase the chance of being included as one of the sources. Think about what's missing in common knowledge and fill that gap. Next, optimize title and meta. Maybe. This is speculative, but having a title or meta description that directly reflects the query might help signal relevance. Even if AI overviews don't directly show the meta descriptions, those signals might be used behind the scenes to choose sources. And in effect, that's how search works for humans too. A lot of the meta tags show up in search results. It certainly doesn't hurt to have a clear, relevant title tag like how to fix a leaky faucet. 5 easy steps. Let's hope that the listicles die. Plumber's guide, right? So bracket plumber's guide. So that might be a way to specify audience. But again, a plumber probably already knows how to fix a faucet. So maybe it would be the man who has something to prove to his wife's guide. Happy Father's Day. AI mode is a different beast. The user might ask a broad question, then refine, then ask a follow-up. The AI is performing what Google calls query fan out, a bloom search. Like a flower, the petals sort of expand out. If you've ever seen a leaf grow or a flower bloom, it's an expansive process, right? Where one thing turns into another and expands out, seeking the light. Outside, that would feel good. The AI is performing what Google calls query fan out, breaking one complex question into many smaller searches and synthesizing the results. It might even run dozens of searches behind the scenes for one conversation. So how do you get noticed by an AI that's searching on autopilot? Well, this is a little bit related to what we covered in episode 2, go check it out, where we talked about the idea dictionary and topical coverage. But effectively, we need to cover subtopics and follow-ups in our content. If someone asks a broad question like, how do I improve my website's SEO? The AI might break that down. Speed, content quality, backlinks, technical SEO, etc. If your content just addresses one small part, you might miss out. Aim to provide comprehensive coverage or at least link out to related subtopics. Maybe you have a pillar page on improve website SEO, and it links to sub-guides on speed, content, backlinks, etc. This way, as the AI digs deeper, it keeps hitting your content at each layer. It's like a spider web. If your content net is wide and interconnected, the AI spider is more likely to touch multiple threads. Wouldn't we want the AI to be the fly? I think so. But Google's sort of like organizing all the spiders, and the fly is the money that they get to keep. So we're tiny spiders and they're a giant spider and we work for them, right? Because we're here talking about how to give the internet better structure for Google so that we don't get disappeared by algorithmic changes or AI search. A key insight from I/O 2025 is that AI search is going deeper, not just broader, pulling in niche sources for specific parts of an answer. If you have those niche answers, you get included. Structured and granular content. In AI mode, if the user asks a follow-up, say, actually, how about on a low budget? The AI might search for improve SEO low budget. Do you have a section or a page about that? So we talked about the topic generally, and then we dig in to more specific questions. So you might also want to consider, how about on a high budget? Do you have a section or a page about that? Consider structuring your content with clear sections that could stand alone. This is where FAQ sections, step-by-step guides, and clearly labeled tips pay off. If your blog post has a section titled Low Budget SEO Tactics, and someone asks the AI that follow-up, your content is primed to be fetched as a source for the answer. Granular content, meaning specific and finely segmented, like the sands of the hourglass, has more entry points for the AI to latch onto. So, like we've talked about in other episodes so far, we're talking about topical coverage of the idea space so that user questions and the natural follow-up questions have coverage by our brands and content in a structured, credible, and authoritative way. We're gonna need a lot of pages on our websites, and we're gonna need to structure the internet a lot better for humans, because then the AI will replace us in looking for information too. I'm not ready for this. Are you ready for this? Emphasize content and clarity. In a conversation, context is key. the AI remembers what was said. So it might say, according to Cloud Elephant's blog, doing X, Y, and Z, or if you're from across the pond, Z, can help improve site speed in one turn, and then carry that context. Make sure if the AI lands on your page mid-conversation via one of those behind-the-scenes queries, the section it reads is self-contained enough to make sense. Don't rely on a previous paragraph for critical context. Let's say that again. All of your sections should probably read as if they stand alone, because subsections of your content might be the thing that get elevated into the AI search response. Repeat wording if necessary for clarity. For example, start a section with, to improve site speed, you should, rather than, it will also help you if, where it refers to something said earlier, which the AI might have missed because it's skimming like a lot of people do. Ultimately, we need to be better writers too, but good thing the AI will do that too. Real-time data and freshness. Fresh, like me, like this dope tracksuit and my fake chain. Fake chain. Hashtag fake chain. Google hinted that AI mode will incorporate real-time data, like live sports scores, weather, stock prices via API. While that's not directly SEO, it shows the AI expects up-to-date information. For content relevance, especially in tech, finance, health, ensure your data points are current. If the user asks, latest trends in digital marketing 2025, and again, they're probably not gonna ask like that unless they're putting it in the search bar. Well, there's still a lot of those. There's still a lot of search. And you have a 2023 article, the AI might skip it in favor of a 2025 updated one. It depends largely on the type of search, right? So if you're searching for an AI overview in 2025 and your content is as recent as 2023, that's clearly not going to be relevant to the search. But what we're talking about here is the difference between AI overviews and AI mode, where conversations about trends might include structured information about the past. So you can keep your content on 2023. You also will just need content on 2025. Again, prepare yourselves to produce a lot more structured information that Google can use to keep the engine running. So here's an action item. Keep your cornerstone content updated so the AI model doesn't see it as stale. Next, prepare for task completion. AI mode has an, quote, agentic capability called Project Mariner, which means it can take actions like booking tickets or filling forms for the user. We talked a little bit about this briefly in episode 1. Maybe I should deviate slightly and talk about what agents are. When ChatGPT first came out, we were all amazed. It could handle a conversation, but it would then go off the rails and seem to forget things that we talked about previously. One of the ways people engaged with ChatGPT and other large language models was by giving precise and specific instructions about how it could evaluate its own responses. In effect, people learned quickly, and I'll not use the correct data science term here, but they taught machines to think before they speak. And that's where a lot of innovation has come from, is in structuring the way that the LLM talks to itself before providing the user with a result. I like to think of this as a slingshot. When you send an idea out into space, it has the ability to travel through space with as much force as it's initially provided. Well, what if with each additional reflection, you can accelerate and refine the propulsion of that idea through the idea space, this world model that we've talked about? Kind of cool, right? Agents effectively take this ability to think and tools to give themselves multi-step instructions that they can keep in their memories and then work through in an ordered fashion. They basically do what humans do. You would write on your notepad a list of the things you need to get done. And then when you stare at that next item, you're like, oh, I don't even know where to start. When you're breaking down a task, you break it down into its most simple, actionable next step. And one of the more impressive capabilities of these latest and greatest reasoning models is that they're able to think before they speak and then structure their actions, and this is where agents come in, into sequences of tasks that they can execute narrowly in steps. And the way that they execute tasks is very similar to how a human who can operate a computer executes a task. While this is more relevant for episode 5, where we're talking about technical adaptation, be aware that optimizing for AI mode might also mean making sure if the AI chooses your site to say, book a reservation, it can do so easily. This means technical accessibility. More on that later, but this is just a plug for the Americans with Disabilities Act, ensuring that our websites are accessible to all beings of different capability levels. This becomes even more important in an age where an AI will be navigating our website at the level of the system, like a lot of our brothers and sisters have been for a very long time. But from a content perspective, having clear calls to action and structured data like action schema or reservation markup could make your site the AI's preferred choice to execute something. For example, if someone in AI mode says, book me a dinner table at Joe's Diner at 7 p.m., the AI will look for a way to do that, likely via Google's integrations or by interacting with the site. If Joe's Diner had proper integrations or schema, it's more likely to get that business. Here's some good news. AI overviews in AI mode are converging. Google has indicated they plan to bring the best of AI mode into regular search and vice versa. The gap between traditional search results and AI-driven results is expected to shrink. So the work you do to optimize for one will likely benefit the other in time. For instance, if you get really good at structuring answers for AI overviews, you're also creating the kind of clear, bite-sized information that can slot into an AI mode conversation. And if you build comprehensive content that can fuel a long dialogue, you're also covering your bases for any one-off questions that might trigger an overview. Let's use a fun analogy. Optimizing for AI overview is like preparing an elevator pitch. You have 30 seconds to get the message across. You got one shot, do not miss your chin. So you make it count. No vomit on your sweater, knees weak, heavy arms, and hit the main points. Optimizing for AI mode is like getting ready for an interview. You binge and you pretend like you know what you're talking about. Sorry. Optimizing for AI mode is like getting ready for an interview. You need depth on your resume, and you have to be ready for the follow-up questions. The elevator pitch, AI overview, might get someone interested, and then the interview, AI mode conversation, digs into details. If your business's content can shine in both scenarios, the quick pitch and the deep dive, you've covered all your bases. Thinking about this as a web presence paradigm, our splash pages are our opportunities for elevator pitches, ideally multimodal, and our information pages allow for richer, more complete answers. Internal links helping the AI and humans navigate your site to find the information they need is paramount in this case. Some might think right now, I'll just focus on AI mode because it's the future. Or others might say, AI overviews reach more people since it's in regular search. The reality is you need to balance both. AI overviews currently reach a huge audience, 1.5 billion with a B, remember, users, and AI mode is where the power users or complex queries will go. And we don't want to just limit our thinking here to Google. OpenAI has search capabilities in ChatGPT. Perplexity has taken some market share and is capturing more and more of the AI web search experience, and Bing is also a chat first style experience more and more. Ignoring one, meaning conversational search versus overviews, could cut off a portion of potential reach. And again, so many of these paradigms are about making useful information that will also be accessible to people. Fortunately, as we've discussed, the optimizations are complementary. Clarity, structure, depth, credibility, all of these will serve you well in either mode, to say nothing of helping your actual human customers. Key takeaways: to optimize for both AI overviews and AI mode, 1, write clear, direct answers for the quick AI overview grabs, and also build rich, in-depth content that can support a multi-question conversation. Next, use structured data and good formatting to make your content easy to parse, anticipate follow-up questions, and answer them in advance. Literally have an FAQ section. Stay updated and credible so the AI trusts and prefers your content in either mode. And if you do all of the above, you'll be in an excellent position no matter how a user interacts with Google or any number of other AI search tools, whether they glance at the overview or engage in a lengthy dialogue. But honestly, everything I just mentioned is good for people too, and good for your customers. So make good content for your customers. Adapting to 2 AI search systems might sound like double the work, and it probably is. In particular, if you're optimizing for keywords narrowly. But with the right strategy, it can yield meaningful rewards. If you're unsure of where to start, let us give you a hand. Cloud Elephants can show you how to tailor your site for both instant answers and deep conversations. We'll pinpoint wins for AI overviews and long-term plays for AI mode. As your friendly fractional CTO and AI expert, we're ready to help you navigate this new and rapidly evolving landscape. Are you ready to optimize for the new era of search? Hit that discovery link in the description and let's chat about how we can get your business everywhere Google, Perplexity, ChatGPT, and any number of future AI agents will be looking. Stay tuned and keep evolving, my friends. Can't wait to talk soon.